I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. You look good.
I'm waiting for a call from my daughter to go down to the museum. It opened this week,
Oh,
so I'm
which
back.
which daughter?
Kathy, she's taking her grandchildren there to the children's exhibit and wants me to be there to show them around. So,
Which
no,
days are you going to be working?
pardon?
Which days are you going to be working?
Tuesday morning.
That's what you were on before, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have
Anyways.
there been changes during the closure?
Oh, a few, but not too many. So
How is the rest of your family doing?
they're doing fine. I have two grandsons here with me right now.
Wonderful.
They're
Oldhams or?
Oldhams, yes. Yeah.
Hi, Marco.
The youngest, hello, Marco. Yeah, the youngest one is 17. He's been with me for quite a while and he'll probably be here for a while longer. The other one is a student at BYUI and he's been living with our daughter Kathy in Provo, but this particular week she has her children and she's the one that's meeting me today at the museum and all of her grandchildren in her house and she doesn't have room for him, so he got kicked out for the week, so he's up here. But I'm glad to have him. It's great to have him around.
So are Dave and Teresa's youngest, is he going to school here? Is he doing online or?
He's doing online. Yeah. He's also has a part-time job down in Lehigh at a car wash. And he goes down there on Sundays to American Fork for his meetings because that's where all of his friends are. So he's back and forth a lot, but he's also belongs to a mountain biking club down in American Fork, and they practice a couple of times a week, and they'll begin to have competitions at the end of August. So he's busy.
How are Dave and Teresa doing? Are they back to a full number of missionaries?
Oh no, not anywhere near.
Mm.
I think they have about maybe 10 or 12 Americans, but the rest of them are still Brazilians, and they've got one sister who's sick with COVID right now.
Mm.
She and her companions are in quarantine. Teresa and David have been able to have one vaccine, and they'll get the second one, I think, the first week in September. So
they'll be home this time next year, won't they?
Yeah, they will. I'm beginning to count the weeks. Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Hello,
got Mark and Marco.
Mark and Marco.
Yeah. How was your golfing excursion last month?
My golfing excursion that my wife thought was a hiking excursion. It was good.
Good.
We did both.
Where did you go?
We went to Western Montana, up into Glacier and in the Mission Valley and the Bitterroot Valley. It was wonderful, but it was quite smoky. There was a lot of smoke from wildfires.
From the fires, yeah.
So we were planning some overnight backpacking trips, but we decided just to do day hikes instead.
To
not breathe too much of that smoke.
Well, depending on what your golf game is like, mine is usually a hiking excursion as well.
On the golf course, yeah.
Into the way I see it. Is that where you hike, Mark?
Yeah.
Hey, Chad.
Hello, Chad.
Good afternoon. Yeah, it is afternoon. I had to think about that for a second.
Have you been enjoying the Tokyo Olympics with all your connections there?
We watched a little bit of the swimming. I haven't really cared much otherwise. The NBC does a terrible job of actually showing you the Olympics.
You think your NBC does a terrible job?
Yeah, all they do is they talk about, they interview people and they show you like one person running and they go to some other event, they go to some other event. But the only thing they do anything with was swimming or the track and field, and then they'll show you like an event instead of just a snippet of the event. And swimming's fine because that's what we watch, but it's just, I know, back in 2012, we got a VPN and watched the BBC instead of the NBC, and it was much more interesting. I think all of the non-US broadcasters do a much better job.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm.
Here, if you want to look at anything, you have to like have cable and stuff and watch CNBC or any of the other NBC cable channels that, or whatever they want to charge you for. It's like, I don't have any interest in. When I was a kid, you could turn on the TV and watch Olympics all day.
You have to avoid the media too because of spoiler alerts if you want to see it without knowing the outcome ahead of time.
Yeah, there's that too. In fact, the other day when they were doing some sort of event, I said to the wife, "Do you want to know who won?" She goes, "No, don't tell me."
Well, I watched quite a bit of the gymnastics last night. The what do they call it?
Balance beam?
Pardon?
Balance beam?
The individual.
Balance beam, yes. That was they had quite a bit of that on last night. It was interesting to watch. And Simone Biles was back competing again, and the cute little Chinese girl, 16 years old.
My gosh, she was so cute, wasn't she?
Oh, she was just darling.
Competing against her hero too. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So my question is whether we should do like a little office pool here to determine which general conference someone is going to talk on the twisties.
I think
I've never heard that term before.
I think that's good money. I think you'll hear that.
Yeah.
Mr. Lake, that was the description that Simone Biles gave for her mental condition that didn't allow her to compete. She had the twisties. I guess the gymnasts called it that when they kind of lose the ability to know where they're at in the air and therefore land properly.
I see.
Yeah, they lose their sense of perspective and
Right.
orientation in the air. And
Mm-hmm.
my wife and I have already been talking about, a lot of applications for that term. So I could easily see that. I read this book called The Boys in the Boat.
Oh, I did too.
referenced.
Isn't that a
That was
great
referenced in general conference, and
Oh,
so anything like that. I mean, at some point, it's going to make its way to a conference talk.
I
With
was
my
confused when I read that book because I didn't know anything at all about rowing, and I
Yeah,
cared less about it. But she wrote that book so well that I was just enthralled with it.
yeah. It's an excellent book.
Great book.
I
Yeah.
guess I need to get mine out and read it. My mom gave me a copy and it's been on my to-do list. It's just that, other things come up. So I want.
Oh my goodness. It is one of the best books I've read in my life.
Yes, it is very
Really?
good. So don't put it off. Read it.
And I mean, that's not an exaggeration. I've tried to think of books, just regular books out there that have been written better with just, and I can't think of many. I mean,
Yeah.
from so many aspects, it was just well written and
It really was. Yeah.
very engaging.
Hello,
I
Steve.
was sad when I finished it because, it was like, I want there to be more.
Yeah. Hello, Steve. I haven't seen you for a long time.
Hi, Sister Lake. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Thank you to Rick Farmer. Rick Farmer invited me to the party.
What was that?
Right.
Rick Farmer invited me to the party, so I finally figured this out. So,
Steve, is your mother still working at the museum? They just reopened.
yes, and yeah, she wants to, but my dad's not doing great,
Oh, isn't he?
and so I don't know that they can leave him for that period of time. So she's trying to figure that out. So yeah, thanks for asking. But she really wants to, just not sure if she's going to be able to, because they did reopen, right?
Yeah, they reopened Monday. I used to run into her every once in a while at the museum at different functions, and So I just wondered if she was still there.
Yeah, yep, she's wanting to, yep.
Hey, Steve, can I get your best email and phone number?
Sure, phone number 619-851-7011.
Okay.
And best email is S and then my last name, SCHENK, at shankgrp.com.
I've never heard that GRP before.
It's for group,
Oh,
shortened for group, less characters.
Are you in San Diego?
I am, Encinitas, yeah.
So you haven't been on this call before. So one of the requirements when you come on is to catch us up for the last 35 years. And we especially like to hear anything that would incriminate anybody else in the mission.
That's what I was wondering, if that was going to involve incriminating you.
You're welcome to it. I'm fair game.
So, okay, so 4 kids, married happily still, which is awesome. Great wife. I married in way in over my head. Oh, there's Rick. Rick joined us. Hey, Rick.
And
My oldest son is just starting grad school at ASU. He's married. My daughter is up in Logan going to Utah State with her husband. They were just healed 3 weeks ago. Finally, they opened the temples in San Diego. I've got my middle son is going to Southern Virginia, playing football out there, trying to get educated at the same time. And then my youngest is actually at Sky Ridge in Utah. We moved him up there last year to go to school because the schools are open in Utah and they're not here. So my wife and I are back and forth from San Diego to Lehi, Utah.
no, our granddaughter was a teacher there.
At Sky Ridge?
Isn't that the new one?
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
she still there?
She taught English and art history. No, they've moved to Boise, but
Oh.
she was there for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, that's awesome. We love it. It's been really good for him. We moved him up there in January.
One of my best friends, Jerry Preisendorf, is the head soccer coach and head custodian.
I've
Okay,
got to leave
Ridge.
and I'll be back.
okay.
What did you say?
I'll look out for him.
He, yeah, we're golfing buddies.
That's awesome. Are you in Salt Lake, Eric?
I live in Salt Lake now. Yeah.
Okay.
I lived in Lehi from, gosh,
Oh,
93 to 2001.
okay. Did you?
And then I moved out to Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
But yeah, so Jerry and I were next door neighbors in Lehi.
Okay. It's crazy. We used to come down from Salt Lake and hunt rabbits down in
I
that
know.
area. Now there's houses and schools there. It's nuts, but
Loaded.
so
Yeah, that's kind of, I used to go shooting on the other side of the lake and it's all like houses and crap there now too.
it's crazy.
Eric,
I see farmers rolling around down there with his beard.
That's the way Farmer always he's always moving around. He's always doing something. He's always looking sharp.
Sharp's debatable, but great to have you on, Steve. That's pretty awesome.
Hey, thanks, bud. I know I appreciate you pinging me. Sorry I missed the last few, but here we go.
So Eric, I didn't realize that you were in Saratoga Springs, or maybe I did, but.
I was there from 2001 to 2006.
Oh, okay, so you're no longer there.
No, in 2006, I moved to Montana, and then I moved back to Utah in 2015.
All right. Okay, yeah, I guess you were saying you're in Salt Lake, that's right.
Yeah,
My daughter's there, so.
we moved back to Utah, yeah, in 2015 when, unfortunately, I wasn't so happily married as Steve. So that was a big transition time for our family. So
Shoot.
Yeah.
That's
you were a
awesome.
good companion, though, Steve. I'd marry you.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. If I did, I'd marry in over my head again if I married you, right?
Steve, so walk through where you served and who you served with.
Is this a memory test, my man?
You're still young. You can handle it.
Okay, so You know what? And some of this is, I've tried to track down Drew Nelson, if anybody knows where he is.
I've been in touch. I was in touch with him a couple years ago. He was in the Spokane area.
Do you have, yeah, let me know if you have emails or whatever. I've tried to get a hold of him. So
Yeah,
I started with Savoldi right at the Palace, at the Sterner Palace. And then, you know, Savoldi kept me in line, then connected up with Farmer. And then he kept me in line. We had a good time, didn't we, Rick?
Frau
At-
Stirner's, Frau Stirner's.
yeah, at the Sterner Palace. And then I actually had to figure out that all the mission apartments weren't like Frau Stirner's. So out to Ellwangen, gosh, it's some of a memory test here with Skinner, right? For a
Ernie.
little Ernie, and I haven't heard. I've tried to track him down and don't know where he is.
We've been in touch, so I can connect you with him.
How's he doing? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, doing well.
That's awesome. And then where'd I go from there? From there, I went down to Salzburg, right, with Quinn, who's another one I've tried to find and can't.
He lives in Bluffdale, Riverton area. He's a pilot with Delta, senior pilot.
Is he really? I'm glad he's still alive. He was a risk taker.
Yeah, I
He
think
was.
he still is. He's still on his motorcycles.
Always not taking risks when he's in the airplane.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know.
Who's the pilot?
Tim Quinn.
Who?
Tim Quinn.
Oh, Quinn. Oh, okay. All right.
I remember Sister Lake may not know this story, but you might want to ask Susie about her motorcycle ride with Tim back in the day.
Oh, is that right? Is that after he got home? I hope.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask her.
Yeah, gently.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that one from Susie.
Did you? Susie's a grandma now. She has 4 grandchildren and another one on the way.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
That's
I
awesome.
got to tell you a cool story about Steve Shank. So, and some of you might know, my parents passed away in '66. My mom in January, my dad in December, in the small town of Oregon. So, Steve is new in Wendlingen, so we go in to the to get his Aufenthaltserlaubnis.
uh-huh.
And part of that process, you know, you put your birth city on there. So he's filling out the paperwork, and of all things, he throws Nissa, Oregon on there.
Nissa, uh-huh.
Nissa, yeah. And so I look at that and can hardly believe each other that we both were, you know, because I was also born in Nissa.
Oh,
Anyway, and Steve, you might need to correct me on this part, but I'm pretty sure his granddad was in the bishopric when my parents passed away. And so then, and of course, the 4 youngest of us went off to Washington and were raised by an aunt, all these different things. But so I'm pretty sure that Steve's granddad was still alive. And then, Steve sent back a letter or whatever, and word got back. And I'm pretty sure that the granddad, when he heard that he was a companion with an elder farmer from Nissa, and I was the baby from my parents, I'm pretty sure he got pretty emotional, just to find out that what had turned up with all of us. And anyway, is that right, Steve? Was it your granddad?
Yeah, it was my granddad. It was long before Zoom and we could talk to parents. So it took a little while to get the letters back and forth, but that was a perfect description of how it went down. It was just unbelievable. I didn't believe you. I think you actually showed me your passport because I said, no, nobody's from Nissa.
Yeah. Anyway, so kind of a cool story.
It's not a very big place, is it?
Oh no, it's probably 2,500 people, and yeah, yep. But anyway, kind of a cool story, tied in. And
Where is it in Oregon exactly? I know I've seen the sign for it, but
yeah, it's outside of Ontario, Oregon. So it's probably 45 minutes from Boise. It's literally just right across the Snake River, so right on the eastern edge of Idaho, or of Oregon, excuse me.
Oregon, that's where I've seen it. As we've driven up there, I've seen that sign.
So the
Yeah.
estimated population as of 2019 is 3185. So it's grown a little bit.
Wow, it's
Hey.
grown.
Yeah.
It's grown a little bit. Yeah, and I'm sure back in '66 it was probably, who knows, maybe 1,500 or something. But anyway,
Small.
so kind of neat for his granddad to realize that even after that we kind of turned out at least fair to middling.
I think you can say better than that.
Well, fair enough. You're a little biased though, Sister Lake. I always say, you know, there's moms and there's mission president moms, and they're always a little biased with their missionaries.
I'm very objective.
Well, fair enough. Good to know.
I think we've all gotten a lot of passes along the way, so I don't know.
We know we had the best. We know we had the best group that was available. Yeah.
Here on that.
But I think it's true. I hear about other people and their missions, and none of them get together like this, like we do.
I know.
Yeah.
Most of them don't have a clue where any of their companions are, except maybe like their most favorite one, and haven't seen them for like, you know, maybe the first 5 years after they went to reunions once in a while. Otherwise, I haven't seen them since.
Yeah.
Everybody's amazed when I tell them about this. You know.
You know, the sisters are cooking up a retreat in September.
I saw on Facebook, Garnet and Kim and Ramona and Lola were all hiking up in the mountains together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're in trouble now that Garnet lives down here.
I think it's going to be up in Midway and on a Friday and Saturday in September. So I think that will be fun.
Be awesome.
Hey, maybe the elders ought to do that. Get a bunch of gunmen, go out and camp in the woods and go blow things up and drive ATVs dangerously and all the other things we're supposed to be not doing and everything like that. But with no wind around, we can do it.
We could go out and visit Kent in New York and play on Long Island.
Hey, Ken.
Have you been
Hey, how's
drowning up
everyone
there?
doing?
Kent, they didn't let you wear a beard like that when you were a professor at BYU, did they?
No, they didn't.
Well, I want to know, there's 2 or 3 of you that are just out of style. Steve and Mark, and I know why you don't have one, Eric. How come you're not in style with the facial hair bit?
It's too
Well,
hot.
What?
Too hot in North Carolina for a beard.
Oh, yeah.
And that's part of it.
This time of year, anyway.
What
I'm
about-
just lazy.
if I'm being honest, I actually just shaved this morning. I didn't have a beard like these guys do, but I had some scruff, and I thought maybe I should, you know, dress up a little bit for Sister Lake.
Oh, okay.
I bought a can of shaving gel about 2 weeks ago, so I'm getting ready.
Actually, I used to grow a beard every winter, and then I'd shave it off, you know, around April, May, something like that, and I just do that every winter. And last couple of years I haven't done it just because I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I
Do you
don't know
guys-
why it's such a style, but it sure is. I know most of our grandsons and grandsons-in-law have it, and
Well, let's face it, you know, shaving is something that you do every day and you don't get any better at it. You know, if you play the piano every day, you're gonna most likely get a little bit better at it. But you know, you shave every day and it's just a nuisance.
take a
So.
shower every day too, or a bath.
One of my favorite beards is Steve Hurst. Have you guys seen that? Let me see if I'll share it with you just so you can see.
No. I haven't seen his. Is that his?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't see
That working? So you see?
The window's covering, so you can't see it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
it.
That's this Facebook thing he posted.
Eric, is Steve living here in Utah now?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he back in Mapleton?
I'm not sure.
Because I have a granddaughter that lives in Mapleton now.
His Facebook says he's in Spanish Fork.
That's what people in Mapleton say, though.
That's really close. That's just next door to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty dang good beard right there.
Yeah, it
that's
is.
solid.
I imagine, I kind of think maybe I'll see if my granddaughter can look him up. Yeah. You know, our son is the state president of where he was living in Oregon. Tried to make contact with him, but wasn't successful.
I like to stir things up on Facebook, and he usually chimes in when I get pretty controversial. So I always appreciate that. Steve or Kent, how's the baby?
Oh, she's great. She just turned a year old. We she turned a year old on July 17th, but the beautiful thing about young children is they have no idea when their birthday is. So we celebrated their birthday last Saturday. And she's beginning to walk, which is fun. And
Not
so
so much a baby anymore. Not so much a baby anymore.
no, she's almost a toddler. She's almost a toddler, but
That's
she's
a-
still nursing. My wife's trying to wean her off of that, but she's rather insistent on not being
Let
weaned.
her nurse as long as she wants. My daughter nursed until she was like 3, and I think that she's much better off for it now.
Yeah, well, my daughter already has a full set of teeth, and that's the part that my wife doesn't like so much when she's nursing.
That's not fun. By the time they get old enough to ask for it, that's the time to quit.
It's good for the brain development and the health.
Yeah.
development.
What's this other little picture on here with the barn?
Farmer.
That's Farmer working while he visits with us.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right.
He's up at the cabin, it looks like.
Sorry, I'm all wandering around. I'm more of a distraction on a Zoom call than contribute anything, but we're actually moving up here.
Nice.
Yeah, we sold our place in Fruitland, and if this thing ever gets done, we'll be up in McCall.
Oh, that's a beautiful place.
We love McCall. Yes. Yep.
Marco, was gibt's Neues in Deutschland?
Die Restaurants sind geöffnet, sodass man auch im Restaurant essen kann. Und wir waren letzte Woche waren wir in Coburg und haben unser Enkelkind besucht, das auch ein Jahr alt geworden ist. Ja, und
Coburg war meine erste Stadt. Ich war dort mit Elder Wright und Elder Vandertulen.
mhm. Ja, wie gesagt, wir sind da mit dem Auto hingefahren.
Here,
Aber
Schön.
sonst gibt es eigentlich nichts Besonderes.
get
Na ja, gut, unsere Tochter hat einen Freischwimmer gemacht in den Ferien.
I want you to
Das-
see my grandson. This is
Hey,
Teresa.
you got some facial hair too. Nice.
Yeah, this is Teresa's next to youngest. His name is Dallin. He's a student at BYU, Idaho. He has one more year to graduate.
About 6 months.
And anyway, he's just a good guy.
It's debatable, I'd say.
Dallin, weren't you with us when we
Quit
went to
growing a
your-
beard before you have to shave it off again.
Yeah, it's trying to keep it for as long as I can before they sit me back up to where I need to just get rid of it.
Dallin, weren't you at the fireside with President and Sister Uchtdorf with us?
I was.
Yeah, that's right. I remember taking some pictures of you and your folks.
Yes.
Yeah, I was. That was me. Like 14-year-old me. So
Beardless you.
beardless me. I was incapable of growing a beard at that time.
Dallin had a date last night and they went ice blocking. Do you all know what that is?
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Well, see, I didn't know what it was, but I found out.
Yeah, that's fun.
So,
We used to do
Alan.
it until they wouldn't let you do it anymore because the grass was getting all worn out. It was so popular in this one area.
And it's pretty popular. I'd say it's less popular nowadays just because wards can't go anymore. I think somebody hit their head on one of their ice blocks, and so but it's still pretty muffin. So
So how hot is it out there?
So he's,
Hot.
yeah, it's hot.
We have
Almost
had
today
a
is a little
beautifully
cooler.
comfortable summer here. It's just been like between 70 and 80 most of the summer. It's been wonderful.
Today is not bad.
We bought 2 air conditioners and have hardly used them.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm jealous.
I mean, up where I'm at in West Jordan, it's only about 84 degrees right now. So it's been, we had thunderstorms over the weekend and beginning of the week, so it's cool.
That's true.
Now, it was up in the 90s, and like a month or so ago, it was up in the hundreds and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I
it'll
got
be
my
a
car
problem
once and it was 118 degrees. So.
Wow.
Well, our son who lives in Oregon, one day this summer, it was 119.
Ugh,
That's like Tucson.
It killed all their plants.
So crazy.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And that was Western Oregon, right? Not,
It was
Wow.
near Portland.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. It never gets that hot there.
Yeah.
I know. And most people don't have air conditioners, and so
Right.
they suffered from it. But
Yeah.
anyway,
You guys
So
want
now-
to see?
Dallin's being my slave today. He's doing all my jobs that I don't want to do and can't do. So I'll let him get back to work.
I think the cooler is like, I just like it's pretty easy to take stock of. So I might just run the Smith.
Was that out your window?
It's like I might just run the Smith right now and grab what we need for the cooler. There's
And then let the others help you pay for it. Yeah, and they probably like root beer and Sprite and that kind of thing.
Not working, is it?
one root beer can. So I bought a box
Exactly.
It's just bright.
like that.
Like,
There we
Oh,
go.
now we,
Run like that. There's only one bottle of Gatorade like that. So my
Okay.
water, Gatorade, and Sprite.
So-
Okay, all
So-
right.
what was that you were showing us, Eric?
Oh, it was a, yeah, the light's not working. The Salt Lake Temple construction.
Oh,
Yeah, there. Now we can see. Wow.
kind of bright. Oh, there he goes. It's flaring out now, but it was. Move the phone, tilt it down a little bit, and then the other way. Tilt it down a little bit. See if we can get rid of the. No, it was not. When you first showed us, it was not
Anyway.
bad. And it got.
They're
Sorry
gonna,
about that.
they're gonna take down the North Visitor Center too.
Yeah.
So they've moved a lot of the things from there over to the conference center.
And they've dug down about 40 feet below ground level all the way around the temple.
I think it's really affected downtown business, don't you, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, there's still business going on, but we had so many more people on Temple Square than, because the not only is the temple closed off for construction, but also the campus between the administration building and the church office building, that's being redone as well. And so there's very little access to the 2 blocks.
Yeah. But they can get into the tabernacle
Yes.
and the
Assembly Hall.
assembly hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric, I've lost touch with just about everybody, but with you in a suit and tie and that close to the temple, do you work for the church?
Yes, for a little while longer.
What are you doing?
I've worked with seminaries and institutes my whole career. So I taught German at the University of Texas and then was teaching early morning seminary in Austin and decided to pursue seminary teaching as a career. And so I was hired in 92, right when I graduated from UT, and taught at Brighton Seminary.
Yeah, I do remember
Your old-
that. Yeah, that's my
your old
alumni, right?
grounds, right. Went to Alta for a year and then I taught at BYU and then I came into headquarters. And then from here I went to Montana to coordinate in Western Montana.
Okay.
And I came back as a research manager in 2015. So I conduct research to support our administration and the various divisions here at headquarters in seminaries.
In the CES, Church Educational System. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you.
Thanks to
Return-
Bruce.
Eric, you
Is that
lucky
coming
dog.
to an end, did you say?
Say that again.
Did you say that's coming to an end?
Yeah, well, so the problem is I've got a bunch of friends that are retiring. So I'm like, okay, what's my date? What's my date? I got to get to the, so yeah, about 4 years.
How old are you, Eric?
I am 56.
You're gonna retire at 60?
Yes, if not sooner.
For what? What are you gonna do that for?
I'm going to read and write and play golf and hike. And my wife and I are actually got a startup going in Davis County right now. So that'll probably occupy a lot of my time as well.
You could
We're
go,
opening a ketamine infusion kit clinic in Woods Cross.
a what clinic?
Ketamine infusion. It's a treatment for people that are resistant to traditional therapies for depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD,
Mhm,
chronic pain, etc.
okay.
And there's a kind of a gap in the market. There are clinics in Farmington, Layton, Ogden, and there's clinics in Salt Lake and Murray and in Utah County, but there's nothing in the south end of Davis County. So we've rented a property there, and we hope to be moving in within the next couple of weeks.
So do you have to have MDs there?
Yeah, so there's 4 of us in the group. One's an MD. My wife is an RN, and she's going to nurse practitioner school right now. So she'll be able to do everything that he does in about 2 years.
Good, sounds great. There's quite a need for that.
Yeah.
You could go on a
So
mission too.
So Sister Lay, can I put you on the spot for a minute?
Sure.
There's an ongoing debate. So I was driving up the 5 or whatever it was, 15 with some of my kids and had my cruise control going, and I taught them the lesson that if you're driving on the Autobahn at a high rate of speed and you hit the brakes, everybody in the back seat moves forward because you're going so fast that when you hit the brakes, it brings everybody forward. So hypothetically speaking, if you were in the driver's seat of that and you had the cruise control on a high speed and you needed to brake, you just turn the cruise control off and then you glide into your slower motion than if you hit the brakes. And so it got me to thinking that there were times when said person would be in the driver's seat and you and President Lake would be in the back seat, and we would be going, well, said person would be going to a conference, and President Lake would say, get us there safely, and Sister Lake would say, you know what the speed limit is. And then you and President Lake would fall asleep and we would end up at a location sooner than we probably should have. And President Lake would say, thank you. And you would say, did you go the speed limit? So I'm just curious, 30 years later, since we're not on the Autobahn anymore, did you actually know that we were speeding and you just kind of played it off, or did you not know we were speeding?
Oh, I think I probably knew. But you know, when we first got to Germany in 1984, you know how many speeding tickets President Lake got?
I was the
Probably a
mission
lot.
secretary, and during my tenure, there were a number.
Yeah. There were a number, and he just, you know, he couldn't get used to the fact that in some places there was a speed limit. And we had an occasion to go to Frankfurt for something. I can't remember what it was, and they were introducing us to some of the office workers and so on there. And one of them said, "Oh, we know you. We've seen your picture a lot." Because every ticket that he got went to the central office in Frankfurt and then to us. So I don't know.
I'm a little worried about the reunion next year because I got a ticket the last time I was there, which was 2015, and I tried to take care of it, but they do not make it easy. You cannot just use a credit card and pay it off. You have to go through, like this deposit, and I tried, and I don't know that it ever was taken care of, and so they may not let me drive over there. I don't know.
Or worse, they might meet you at the airport.
Yeah.
Or
Driving US license last time?
they may not even pay attention, many years ago, I got a parking ticket in Evanston, Illinois, and I thought about that. And I thought, there's so many people that get parking tickets down here and haven't paid, 50 or 100 of them. They're not going to pay any attention.
Yeah, you're talking the difference between the US and Germany, though.
That's right.
Germans will know.
No, so were you driving on your US license?
What's that?
Were you driving on your US license?
Yeah, I also had one of those international driver's license.
That doesn't count. So I never, it's been a while since I've been there, but I've never been there renting a car where they actually looked up anything when I gave them my US license. So the fact is, you're probably going to be okay. Just probably don't get another one, because then they'll come after you and say, hey, what's this?
I think the cost of the ticket is just part of the cost of renting that BMW while we're there.
Yeah.
Shank, you're probably driving a Porsche, right?
No, wife won't let me. I thought of it. I wanted to be like Farmer, but they, yeah, she said, no, what do you, midlife crisis, what's your problems? Good point.
My way around that was, it's my wife's, she has a landmark birthday this year. So I traded in her Toyota and got her a Mercedes C-Class. So it's her car.
It's her car, but you get to drive it.
Her car. Yeah, well, yeah, I got to drive it to get it washed, and I got to put gas in it, and I got to get it maintained. So it's her car, though.
Of course. Of course.
So that C-Classes are pretty good. Now, I haven't driven one in 20 years, but when I went in 1999 to Germany, and I had, put a reservation in for the smallest subcompact they had for like $55 for like the whole time I was there. It was really cheap. And I get there and they had nothing but these C-Classes. And so that's what they gave me for the $55 for like the 5 days I was there. Nice. And I tried it out.
I didn't know. I was just checking with you. You ready for me to leave?
Four-banger. It was a 1.8 liter engine. Because they have smaller engines over there for the same cars, And it went 135 miles an hour. Wouldn't go much faster than that, but
that's a good clip.
On the A8 between Stuttgart and Munich, well, from Munich to Stuttgart, it's mostly regulated because it's only, at least it was, I haven't been there for a while, but it was 2 lanes in each direction. But when you get closer to Stuttgart, it opens up into like 7 or 8 lanes. That's when they go unlimited. And it was kind of nice. The problem is, when you're going that fast, you can't afford the gas, especially now, because engines aren't that efficient at that speed. And you can watch the needle just go down like this. When I lived in Landshut and worked in Munich back in 1991 to 93, I wouldn't go fast, even if I was late to work, unless it was like super important, just because I couldn't afford the gas to drive 50 miles to work each day at $5 or $6 a gallon. And this is, 30 years ago, just because, that's what speed does to you. I was at a single adult conference up in Frankfurt, and I had to get back to work. I left at like 9 o'clock at night. And I got all the way home like by 1 in the morning. I was going like 100 miles an hour the whole time. As fast as my car would go, which is it was a Golf, American Golf with a 1.8, no 16 valves, no turbo, no nothing. And literally the whole tank of gas was gone. And it probably was when I got home.
This is because you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Many years ago, I had a Nissan pickup and I got my best gas mileage going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, but there's a difference between 90 miles an hour and 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, of course, I was drafting behind a semi. That
helped. Semi wasn't going 90 miles an hour. No,
Hi,
but
Michelle.
That's true.
Michelle?
Hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
It's weird not seeing you at the airport.
I know. You can see me at the airport now, inside the airport, if you ever fly again. Because new job, yay!
Doing.
I'm a gate agent.
Oh, are you?
Oh, I'm the person you yell at after you have walked a mile and you miss your flight.
But you work for Delta, right?
Whoops. Oh,
No one yells at Michelle. Come on.
Got two of
But
here.
you work for Delta, right?
I work for SkyWest, which
Oh,
is
SkyWest.
Delta, sort of.
Yeah, but so the SkyWest planes may leave from the terminal that's way out in the middle of nowhere. But the normal Delta planes are the close terminals, so you don't have to walk. We flew American to Florida in April, and we get there and we start walking, and it's like 20 minutes later we get to the gate. It's like, whoever designed this airport?
Yeah. Just remember, it's only half an airport, so give it time.
Hey, Michelle, you need to keep your eye out for a pilot named Williamson. Tom Williamson's son, Phil, is now a pilot with SkyWest.
Okay. I'll say, and he knows you. I'll just, Eric Rogers says hi.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was on a mission with your dad.
Oh, okay.
And where is Tom Williamson?
Yeah, okay.
Tom lives in
Next-
Highland Alpine area. We just had lunch about a month ago. I'm using him and Hugh Wilkins as advisors on this startup because they're both JD Master of Accountancy types.
Is that what Tom does? Did he go into
Tom-
accounting?
Tom was in accounting for a short time, and then he's been managing his family trust since then.
Yeah.
Hugh was with KPMG and is now with the church in the International Tax Division. And we have lunch pretty regularly with Stan, who's with PwC.
PwC. Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
But
Stan actually is the one that turned us on to our accountant that we just hired.
I hate to interrupt you, but I'm going to have to leave. My daughter just called and I have to meet her at the museum with her grandchildren to show them around. So it's been good to see all of you.
Good to
Good
see
to
you.
see you as well.
You
Look
too,
forward to
sister.
seeing you in September. Okay.
See you then.
Peter Zane.
I want you to be the whole
Bye-bye, Sister Lake.
line here, Michelle.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Always.
Well, Michelle, bring us up to speed. You got a new job.
Yep, that's me. I abandoned the, I guess the 100+ degree heat prompted me to be a little more proactive in getting a job in the inside of the airport.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun. I have to use my brain, which I didn't really have to do with cleaning airplanes. And, you know, that can be challenging to learn a new computer program, but it's working out. They equated it to learning a new language. So I figure I've done that once, I can do it again. And it's kind of fun. I'm going to test out my benefits on Saturday. So go see my brother in California. So tell me what we've talked about so far. Elder Lay, did you go to Tokyo?
No, we haven't been to Japan. Actually, 2 years ago, we were there about this time.
But you were supposed to go for the Olympics. So how did
We
that?
thought about going to the Olympics, but we didn't plan that at all, especially with this.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We had hoped to go last year for the Olympics, but then it got to be too expensive. And then this whole COVID thing hit, and we were going to go at Christmas time, but there's, still limited access to the country. So, but that background picture I actually have is from a festival in Aomori, which is actually about this time of year right now. It's, I think, the very beginning of August or something like that every year.
Oh,
So that was 2 years ago.
they did a great job on the opening ceremony. That was amazing.
Yeah, they did. The problem was the NBC messed it up by putting commercials in about every 3 minutes for 5 minutes.
Well, you got to learn to record it, watch it later.
You see
But
more.
yeah.
You
Or-
see more of the commercials than you do of the Olympics.
How's Todd doing?
He's doing fine. We did have an usual circumstance where my parents got COVID and then Todd got COVID, even though we've been all vaccinated. So that was kind of interesting, but he got the Pfizer and he ended up getting, what do you call them? Gotta use my brain again. Let's see. okay, I don't know, monoclonal antibodies. I did it. Okay, so an infusion IV to give you more antibody to fight the COVID. And anyway, it worked for him. I think he had a couple days where we noticed that, oh, that's what the virus would have been. And then it went away. So anyway, that's behind us. But I had the Moderna. So I feel like if I have anything to plug, it would be get the Moderna vaccine, because my sister and I did not get the virus and my parents and Todd did. So that's my personal experience. But other than that, he's doing fine and planning to run St. George in October. And actually my son will run his first official marathon. He trained for last year, but they canceled it. So the two of them will run it this year together for reals. Anyway, that's us. Kind of just trying to get through this pandemic.
Is he
Kind
still
of
with IHC?
He is, yeah. It's keeping him pretty busy. He's actually out of the house, which is weird. Usually works from home, but he's back in the office now, and they're acting like it's pretty normal. But I don't know. I'm feeling like we're gonna go back to masks, and you know, we don't have to be sad or depressed about it, but it's a real thing coming back with a vengeance. Sorry.
Just
To
saw a
be
news article today about Chicago restricting air travel from Utah into Illinois, into O'Hare. And I have a conference the first week in November in O'Hare in Chicago. But
Wow.
I've been vaccinated, so I think they'll let me in.
Oh, they will let you in if you're vaccinated, but just know that that vaccination might not protect you.
Right.
So I don't know.
Bjorn, are you in London or are you in Denmark? It looks
I'm in
like Denmark.
I'm in Denmark.
How long are you there for?
The whole month.
It's
All of
August,
August.
after all.
I'll be working the first 2 weeks and then holiday the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
It's wonderful.
So, yep.
I loved your pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, we're in this special holiday vacation area. So we have this cottage here that we that is ours.
That in Fyn?
No, Sjælland. Actually, no, not even that. Falster, sorry. Southernmost tip of Denmark.
Cool. How close is that to Odense?
As the crow flies, probably about 100 kilometers, which would be obviously less than 100 miles.
Wow.
Not too.
Let's see, but not as the crow flies. Well, there's a lot of water in between, so it wouldn't be that easy.
Oh, that's true.
You have ancestors from Odense?
I do. That's where my ancestors are from, and my sister served her mission in Odense. I was on a study abroad when I went to visit her, and I met Lisa Billisko Janssen, who is Metta's younger sister. So she and my sister were becoming friends, and then Metta and I got to serve the mission together. So that was fun. Next generation, you know, the sisters meeting sisters anyway.
Well, I had it already.
That's where my Danish ancestors come from too.
Anyway.
Also where Hans Christian Andersen was born.
Yes.
So there we go. Here's Odense. And I'm down in the corner here.
Oh, okay. It's a little ways.
Down here.
Verve.
Like a mini Italian boot there, where you are at.
Mark is a big place.
Oh, yeah. I'd be crossing a bridge here, crossing a bridge here. Or you could take the ferry here and then bridge.
Can you zoom that out a little bit?
Oh, you want me to? Just a second. You want me to zoom out so to see where in the world that is?
Yeah, a little bit more context here. Yeah.
Well, this is the center of the world, you know.
Give me the center of the world. Okay.
So yeah, Sweden over here, Norway up there, UK over there, and obviously Germany to the south of us.
But you could take a ferry to Germany and near Lubeck and actually go see Marco pretty quickly, right?
That is true. Yeah, that would be, I don't know, 3 hours or something like that. I think 3.5 hours.
Hmm. How's the weather this time of year? Is it pretty nice?
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning of August, that will usually be the time of the year when they harvest the fields, so it'll still be nice, nice weather. But yeah, towards the end of August, it'll probably start being a bit on the cooler side.
Cooler? Okay.
Hey, guys, it's good to see you. Steve, especially good to see you. I've got to sign off, but I've made Chad the host. So hopefully when I leave, you can remain on as long as you want to. So
I gotta go.
Thanks,
too.
Eric.
See everybody next month.
Eric.
Bye,
Sounds
everybody.
bye, guys.
Tschüss.
I'm going to be dropping off here in a minute as well for a business meeting, but
Sounds good. Good to see everybody.
I guess I'm not allowed to drop off.
Looks like it's all she wrote, maybe.
yeah.
I must admit, I didn't even think there was going to be a meeting because August is usually the last year at least, August, there was no meeting. But then I suddenly saw on Facebook there was one. So thought, well, I haven't attended the previous 3, I think, or 2 or something like that. So I thought I'd drop on.
I had to check in.
Even for the last 10 minutes or so.
I've kept forgetting. I remember like Wednesday morning, it's like, oh, today's the thing. And then noon comes around, which is the time of the meeting here in Utah. It's like, and I miss it. I'm totally busy doing something else. And I'm like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh crap, I missed it. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing it today. So
I set an alarm to make sure I didn't miss it. Who's left is going to Passion Play in 2022?
I'm
I'm
planning
going over
on.
there, but I'm not going to the play.
Oh, good. You'll be over there though for the other functions.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be able to make it. I was planning on going last year, but we're in the middle of building this house, and it's not going to be something we can do.
Well, we're planning on it. I know Dave Roylance is, so we'll see if we have as good a turnout. 2020 was going to be pretty huge, so we'll see if we can be close to that.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I need to drop, but it's really good to see you all. I'm glad you came back and joined us, Bjorn.
We'll take you for 10 minutes, Bjorn. We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, well, if I had known it was on, then I would definitely been on much earlier. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all in that boat. I keep forgetting as well, but always enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'll probably drop off too. I'm at the beach after all, so.
Which country? Which place?
How do I turn this camera around? In McCall, Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah, we're moving here actually. We sold our house. Actually, we've moved here. We're just in a trailer so far, but we'll be here for the foreseeable future.
Cool. So McCall, north, south, east, west, part of Idaho?
It's about 2 hours north of Boise. I think it's kind of considered central Oregon or central Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's about a mile high, 5,200 feet. So, but we like it.
Right. Well, yeah, it was good to see everyone.
Yeah, show us around where you're at, just so we can all take in the beautiful scenery.
Sorry, say again?
Just use your camera to show us the beautiful scenery where you're at, so we can all be jealous.
But I can't. Your voice is not coming through that well. You want to?
Can you hear me better now?
Yep.
Use your camera to show us the beautiful scenery so we can all be jealous.
Oh, okay. I'll try. So I'll go to the.
Also, I heard, at least in Idaho, Fred Meyers is down there for free.
So yeah, that's our holiday cottage, as I said.
Very pretty.
Another cottage, not ours, but
Pretty secluded.
yeah.
That's nice, Bjorn. Pretty secluded.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
And, sun lounger, one put together, one not quite put together yet. And I can take you out to the other side. We're actually changing the colors of it from this light blue. Actually, I'll take you through the house if you're interested.
Might as well.
You're on camera, just so you know.
Ha 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 ha. Watch your language, everybody.
So everybody is being very relaxed. And the dogs. And 2 bathrooms, even though it's a holiday cottage. And by the way, I've changed my car. But it's now an American car. And yeah, there you see the new, the old and the new color.
What's the car? I
The
couldn't
new
tell
color
the car.
being the. Oh, you couldn't tell the car.
Oh, American. Nice.
Yeah.
You've got a charging
no
station at home?
I do. Yeah. So yeah, and then the internet connection might actually disappear. Come to think of it, probably shouldn't want it too far away. But yeah, that's it. A little bit less than a mile walk to the beach.
Exactly. I cannot call it my own, but I gave birthday.
So yeah, we certainly enjoy it here.
Very nice.
Okay.
What is this?
Well, see you everyone in next time.
Yep. Sounds good, everybody. Great to see y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tschüss.
So, Marco. Ich beende auch das, weil UPS ist gerade bei mir gewesen und hat ganz viele Pakete gelassen für unser Hausbau.
Okay.
Ich muss sehen, dass nichts kaputt ist und dann, wir haben so eine wie sagt man, Storage, so ein Ort, wo man Sachen lässt, bevor man sie benutzt.
Eine Garage oder
Das ist so ein kleines
Keller.
Mietet mit Rolltour und das ist so ein ganzes Geschäft voll mit diesen kleinen Zimmern mit Rolltouren.
Okay.
Man mietet so ein Zimmer und kann dort Sachen lassen.
Mhm.
Und das habe ich gemietet und ich muss alles dorthin bringen, weil wir nicht bereit sind, die Sachen eigentlich einzubauen oder anzuwenden oder so. Aber ich musste sie bestellen, da die Preise hoch gehen sollten.
Okay.
So, ich wollte dann die niedrigeren Preise bekommen. Und ich habe am Samstagabend, das sind Waschbecken und Duschteile und so weiter.
Mhm.
Und ich habe am Samstagabend bestellt, weil am Sonntag in der Früh sollte der Preis dann höher werden. Und bei einigen Sachen ist es viel höher geworden. So, ich bin froh, dass ich die Sachen bestellt habe jetzt, aber muss ich etwas mit den Sachen tun für die paar Monate, bevor wir sie einbauen können.
Weil dann hast du ja noch viel zu tun.
Ja, wir haben eigentlich schon angefangen mit dem Begraben und die Footings, das heißt Beton, worauf das Haus sitzt.
Das Fundament.
Ja, das Fundament. Das heißt, Moment. Share screen. And I want to share. Moment. So sieht es aus, wenn ich das Sharing machen kann. Fotos. Wo ist das Fotos? Waren so einzige Fenster, so Share, da ist das, Share machen, dieses Zoom Sharing. So sieht es aus. Kannst du das sehen?
Ja. Mhm.
So sieht es aus. Wir bauen mit dem, es heißt ICF, ich weiß nicht, wie es auf Deutsch heißt, aber das sind Styrofoam, Polystyrene, so Blöcke. Und da put man Beton da drin. Es ist
Ja.
und ich warte einfach auf diese Blöcke.
Ein Streifenfundament ist das.
Wie bitte?
Ein Streifenfundament.
Ja, das heißt bei uns die Footings und darauf
Mhm.
das eigentliche Fundament, wenn man das richtig mit Beton formt, das heißt, und dann es ist schwierig zu erklären. Ich bin kein Heimbauer und aber was wir tun, ja, Moment. Stop share. Share screen. Safari mit. So, man hat diese Blöcke aus Styrofoam. Ich weiß nicht, wie die heißt, wie das auf Deutsch heißt.
Styropor.
Styropor, ja, genau. Und tut man Beton dazwischen. Das die Mauer aus Beton sind mit diesem Styropor-Installation drauf.
Ja.
Naja, ist das so? Ich habe nicht beantwortet. Naja, ich e-mailte ihn wieder. Naja, so, wir haben endlich angefangen nach einem Jahr mit dem Haus bauen.
Ich kann dich nicht verstehen.
Kannst du ist das besser?
Nein.
Nein? Naja, weiß ich nicht, was.
Macht nichts.